When you think of Stamford, you probably think of lovely cobbled streets, gorgeous, mellow, honey-stoned buildings. You don't think of somewhere associated with food poverty. But this week at a church on this oldest street in Stamford, they've launched a lunch club for children whose parents are struggling to meet their food bills in the school holidays.
We've all heard parents say to their children, "Eat your dinner or it'll go to waste." Well, all of this would have been destined for the waste bin if the charity Second Helpings didn't intercept it.
One of the cooks actually read an article about parents potentially struggling over the holiday period, providing food for their children because it's such a long time. And the cooks decided that it would be a good idea. We've got food, we've got to have volunteers, so that's why we have this fabulous opportunity today.
Since the project started 3 years ago, they've stopped 64 tonnes of food going to landfill and fed nearly 18,000 people. Parents at today's first lunch club were keen to support it.
Knowing that, all of this food actually would have probably ended up in a bin somewhere, and it's all perfectly good food. Food bill has got to kind of last the week, and you've got to make sure that you shop smartly to make sure that it does just go a bit further.
What difference does the school holidays make to your food bill every week?
It's astronomical. It's a huge amount of money. Instead of spending £40–50 a week, I'm spending £90–100 a week easily. So things like this, it does take a little bit of weight off my shoulders, and it's nice to come. It's part of the church, it's kind of a community family.
As well as home-cooked meals, they also have a mini warehouse where people can help themselves.
All the waste food, or potentially waste food, gets delivered here or collected. So, for example, this morning we've just taken delivery of a number of loaves. The tomatoes come in, they're still fresh, but the retailers have decided, for whatever reason, that they can't sell them. And the food all comes into what we call the bunker, and then our aim is then to distribute it out in as many ways as possible.
This isn't a food bank. You don't have to be referred. It's for anyone. But the man who set it up feels there's still a stigma to food poverty.
People are struggling. I've had people come to the bunker for food in tears because they have never begged before. The way we get round that problem is to say, well, come on, you're helping us to save waste. We don't mind what you have. And immediately it lifts a burden off their shoulders because they're not seen as beggars, they're seen as helping a project.
The lunch club will run twice a week in the school holidays, but if demand is there and so is the food, they may add further days. Jane Hesketh, ITV News, Stamford.